So today I'm here to talk about my shirt. No, I'm not. This is just another rambling video. I'm just talking about stuff that I talk to myself in my car about when I drive around. I'm just archiving it, I guess. Uh, Yesterday, talked to myself about the whole idea of being rich and how I think it's kind of an overrated. How I think it's overrated. And I'm not saying I wouldn't mind. I would mind being rich. I wouldn't, but I feel like a lot of people make that like their life goal is to be rich and wealthy. And I don't feel that way. Not to brag, it's just growing up, I guess I just wasn't taught that. So I think like a lot of people think they need to be rich because that was just something that was taught to them when they were young. Maybe something happened to them, or they were just like I said, taught that by their parents or some parental figure in their life. Me personally, I found the joy in like just being with my family and just hanging out with close friends. Just the idea of being wealthy never really. The idea of really being wealthy was never something I really thought about or tried to center my whole life around. And I think that's kind of a good thing. Personally, I'm glad I wasn't born rich or into a wealthy family or just suddenly became rich at some point in my life. Because, like I said, I wasn't taught that. I wasn't taught that being rich was the best way to go about life. And, like I said, I'll say this much. I do want to achieve financial freedom one day. It just doesn't have to require me to become a billionaire or a millionaire or some kind of heir. You know what I mean? And, maybe people who think they need to be billionaires or millionaires in life, maybe they have something missing in their lives that they think having obscene amounts of money will fix. And we all know the phrase, money can't buy happiness. To some extent. I think that's mostly true, but there's a lot of this materialistic people out there who really do think that having all that money will solve their problems. I mean, it might. The way I see it, I think money buys comfort, not so much happiness. I mean, they could be the same, they could be different. Going back to what I said, being rich, it's not something I'm going to break my back over or just try to achieve. And I've heard people say that a lot of women appreciate a rich guy, but personally, I'm more interested in authentic connection. I'm not saying I don't want to. Like I said, I'm not trying to sound lazy and make it seem like I don't care about working and making money. I do. I just don't need to make that much of it. You know what I mean? I don't need 3 houses and 10 cars. I'm one dude. I just need 1 house and 1 car, and that's cool. So there's that subject. Something else I was thinking about the other day was, and I've had debates with this with acquaintances, the whole idea of like looks versus personality. I personally think you can have both, best of both worlds. They shouldn't be mutually exclusive. And I kind of blame the media for how we portray physical appearance and personality. There's that juxtaposition, I think. I think I'm using that word right. I don't know, man. I'm just talking. I don't have a script, in case you couldn't tell. I don't think that someone being conventionally attractive automatically means that their personality isn't as interesting, or they're dumb, or they're not nice. And the same way that someone who's average or below average looking is also, a morally upright person or is funny. Because, I've like I said, I blame the media and movies and TV shows. There's a bit of truth in there, but it doesn't compare to like actual real life experience. Like I've met people who are conventionally attractive and they're decent people. They have good manners. They're fun to hang out with. Overall, just cool people. And then I've dealt with people who are not conventionally attractive, like average or below, and they're like Disney villains. And they're just unfriendly, hostile, rude. So it kind of. And I'm not saying that, the media isn't always right. Like, yeah, there are attractive people who are assholes, and there are unattractive people who are cool. But it's just not the case always. That's just been my experience, personally. And also, it's because, like I said, just because someone's conveniently attractive doesn't mean they have bad personality or they're stupid. And same with people who are below average or unattractive. Again, I'm just rambling here, man. That's what I was thinking about the other day. I'm really just trying not to let myself forget that I have a YouTube channel and just not posting. Like I said, I'm trying to take it in a new direction. I spoke about that last video. If you haven't watched that video yet, then go away. I'm playing. Oh. Like I said, just moving things forward. I just took this time to just ramble a little bit. The stuff I was thinking about was the whole idea of working out in the gym. I got some shorts that I'm going to keep around for whatever reason of me working out and trying to talk about my workout program. I doubt anybody actually followed the link. Not that it's there anymore, to the workout programs I have. And I don't blame them for that because, well, like I said, I'm not really offering anything new to the whole YouTube fitness thing. I've seen so many videos on fitness, more than I could count with help, and I realized that there was nothing really new that I was offering, and that's not a bad thing. I'm not trying to put myself down. It's just maybe I just thought to myself that maybe it wasn't my niche. So, filmmaking, maybe a little bit of, I guess you could say video diary or something like that. That could be something. And like I said, I'm going to just keep those videos up. I guess just to have something on there. And I'm kind of glad that I took the time to realize that's not what I wanted. A lot of people will probably see that as a bad thing, that they have nothing to offer. Personally, I think it's a good thing because now I realize this isn't the market that I think I should cater to. So I want to cater to a more entertainment type of niche. Not a YouTube comedy channel, like I said, just filmmaking. And I'm trying not to sound like a broken record. I don't want this to be like the last video, but me wearing a V-neck instead of just sitting in a tank top. Or whatever I was wearing that day. A hoodie. And if you're still watching this, thank you. Not really much going on here. This could have been a lot shorter. But I'll continue to post about more YouTube stuff. I'll probably talk about my plans more in depth. Writing a movie right now. I got some scripts here and there, but that'll be a subject for another video. I'm gonna just call it this here. If you're still watching, once again, thank you, and can't wait to make another video.